And it's over to you now. Share you first Google Drive and then you start, then I will check.
Okay. Yes, sir. Sir, my screen is visible. Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, my screen is visible, no problem. So I am Achal Singh and I will be teaching you the programming concepts of the data structure. Okay. So before we begin, how many of you have some experience with programming language? Means, do you have any idea about Python programming language? You are familiar with? Okay. So many of you have the basic idea of the Python programming language. Okay, no problem. So I guess no one of you are just completely new for the programming language. Yes, okay, basics is clear, so no problem. So for reading this course, at least you have the basic idea of Python programming languages like data types, variables, what are the, how to give the input, output. So that's the basic of the Python programming that you must have the idea about that. Okay. So in today class, we are going to start with the function. Okay. Okay, so we are going to start with the function. After that, we will learn about the object-oriented paradigm. Then we dive into the data structure part like stacks, views, etc. in our course. So first, today we are going to study about the function. So now, what is first? Someone tell me what is Python? Anyone have idea? As many of you have basic idea of the Python. So like Python, everyone know that Python is a high level interpreted programming language. Yes, it is high level programming language. Basically known for its simplicity, readability and versatility. That's why it is very useful for the today's generation. Yes, yes, you are correct. So it is basically released in 1991 and Python supports multiple programming paradigms like procedural, it is object oriented and functional programming language. Okay. Yes. So there are many key features of Python. That's why the today's programmer are basically preferred to use the Python programming language. Yes. So it is most simple and readable programming language. Like it uses English-like syntax, making it easy to learn. Yes. Yes, you are correct. Simplicity and readability is the one of the key concepts of the Python programming language. Next one is like we can say that it is the interpreted language means in Python programming language compilation is not necessary. Python programming languages runs line by line. So it is the interpreted programming language. Also, we can say that it is dynamically typed programming language. What is the mean by dynamically typed? Anyone know? Dynamically typed programming language. Dynamically typed programming language is basically like in this we no need to declare the variable type. Like in C programming language, if we are declaring a variable of the integer type, we have to write int a is equals to 10. But in Python programming language, there is no need to verify the variable type for that. Okay. Yes. And also the Python is a cross-platform. It is a very portable language. We can like write any program in Windows. It can run properly in Mac and Linux also. So having these much key features in Python, many of the programmers in today's generation preferably used Python programming language. So we are also going to work in Python. So now we come to our main session, like Python. What is function? So like if we write a program, so here just wait for a second. So here, like if we write a program a equals to 9, b equals to 8, and we try to find the sum of that c and a plus b, and again we have to find the sum of another variable like x plus y. Then here we need to write the code for this many times. Uh, for that, so for that, okay, just wait. Okay, so like this. So like this, we are writing the program so many times. To overcome this problem, we are going to use the function. Function is in general, we can say that function is a block of code that performs a specific task. In general, every one of we listen that function is a block of code that performs a specific task. It removes the redundancy. Like in this program, we have to write the program so many times. But to remove this redundancy, we are going to use the function in our program. Like like if we if we use in general, if we say that I have to daily send a message to my mom that I am okay and I ate my meal today. So daily we have to send this message. For this, if we make a code in simpler language, like okay, and we define the code okay in the way that it have a definition that I am okay and I ate my meal today. So daily, so no need to write the overlong message daily to my mom. I just typed okay, and she will understand that code. So using this concept only in programming language, we are coming with the concept of function. So in function, we are just having the code in a definition block, and by using this, no need to write the code again and again. Like if we if we define a function, like define hello function and print a hello program. And print a hello program. And here we are just calling the function. as so many times as I want, and it prints the message very well so many times. Like if we calling the function hello hello two times, it gives the output two times. Here it is the syntax of the function. We are assigning a function like with the keyword def. Def is the keyword that is built in Python. It is used to define a function. And now hello is the function name. It depends on the user that what kind of name we are trying to give to the function. And this is the parenthesis, which is just used to give the parameters, or it is the just to give the it is used to for the syntax, and this is colon. So this is used to write the syntax of the function. Now below that we just write the print, and in a single parenthesis we just write the sentence which we want to print in the program. So, and this is hello, it is just calling the function. We are calling the function as many times as we want, and this is printed as the output. Hello world. So, by seeing this, we can say that we don't need to write the hello world as much as times we want. We just called the function, and it is printable so many times. Like this, we again like. So now we are just going to have a function named sum. Write a function to calculate the sum. So just write the keyword def and then calculate sum, like a comma b if you want to give. Then enter. Um, then this is like c equals to a plus b, print c, calculate sum 5 comma 6. So from here, if we want to find the sum of the 5 and 6, we just call the function as calculate sum 5 6. And if we want like try to calculate the sum of another term, we just call the function with some another variable, and here we got the sum. So here in this you can see that we just write the function one times and try to call it two times. So here we got the sum of these terms in a single line. Like this, we just calculate the sum of the variable, and okay, sorry, I am not seeing the chat. You guys have issue with English. Some of you want me to speak in Hindi. Some of you are writing here that ma'am please Hindi में बोलिए. Okay, English, no problem. So up to that, are you? Yes. Okay, no problem. It's fine. Some of you are saying that ma'am please only English, and some of you are saying Hindi. Okay, both, no problem. Okay. So up to this, I am just taught you the. Okay. So I just taught you the syntax of the function. So that is clear to you all. Are you getting the syntax of the function, how to write a function, what are the parameters, and how to call the function? All that things are clear. Okay, so just write a program to calculate the average of two numbers. Just try it by yourself. Okay, so we are just leveling up, but today is just the demo class, or we can say that it is just the first class. So we are just giving the intro about the function. So today is just the intro class. So we are just giving the introduction about functions and some of the how to give the parameters to the function. We are going to see all that. Yes, in next class we are going to jump on the OOPS concept and stacks queues. All these things are going to be covered in the upcoming class. Okay, so average function is written correctly by someone. Okay, so now we are going to see that what are the functions in Python. In Python, we are having two types of functions. First one is built-in function and second is user-defined function. So you guys know about the built-in function. Built-in function or that function that are standard function that comes with Python, that is inbuilt in the Python program, such as printf, length function, range function, etc. All that are built-in function. And there are second type which is user defined function. User defined function are the function that are created by users, by us, to perform our specific task. So this is user defined function. So we just give an example of the combination of both built-in and user defined function, like define calculate, calculate actually just define factorial, and factorial is equal to 1. uh, Yes. So this is like this is the program to find the factorial of a given number. Here we define the calculate factorial function, and then factorial equals to 1 for I in range given I to 1 to n plus 1. Here range is a built-in function. With the help of range, we just give the range from up to where we want to take the value in for loop. So here 1 comma n plus 1. Why we are taking n plus 1? Anyone know why we are taking that n plus 1 here? Yes, so in range function, the last parameter what we are given, it is not included in the range function. So it takes the value from 1 to n only. So we are just taking n plus 1. So factorial is equals to factorial into 1. Then we are just printing the factorial function of 5. So 5 into 4 into 3. From here we just 5 and factorial I with 5 into 4, then into 3, into 2, into 1. So like this, it just gives the factorial function. So after that, uh, we are just heading towards like what are default arguments. It is one of the concept in function default argument. Default arguments means like in a default, this is the n is the just parameter that is given in the functions in the function making, and here calculate factorial of 5 and 10. What is this 5 and 10? 5 and 10 is just the argument that are given to the function in function calling time. So, what is default argument? Default argument is basically a parameter within a function that is uh, uh, default argument is a parameter within a function that has a predefined value. Meaning, if you don't explicitly provide a value for that parameter when calling the function, the default value will be used instead, essentially making the argument optional in the function call. Like अगर हम यहाँ पे calculate factorial के बाद यहाँ पे अगर हम कोई कोई भी डिफॉल्ट वैल्यू अगर हम उसे नहीं दे रहे हैं, इट मीन्स दैट वी यहाँ पे अगर हम कोई पहले से वैल्यू अगर हम उसे प्रोवाइड कर दें, देन इट इज टेकिंग एज अ डिफॉल्ट वैल्यू. अगर हम यहाँ कैलकुलेट फैक्टोरियल के टाइम पे अगर हम यहाँ कोई वैल्यू नहीं देंगे उसे, then it will take that value as a default value here. Like for example, we can see this by an example. Just like define a country name, their country, and here we are writing just the print country, and here, so here just we are defining a function named country name, and here we are just giving the default parameter as India. So by during calling the function, if we are not giving any parameter here, uh, just as argument like India, USA, Japan, like no country name is given, then it's just taking the default value as India here. But in the second line, if we are calling the function and just giving the argument as USA, then it is printing USA. And in third line, if we are giving the argument as Japan, then it just give the output as Japan Japan. So this is the default argument function. Here just saw the output. India is just taking default from the function only because there is no parameter given in the country name in the first line. So this is the concept of default argument that we are using in function. Yes, default equals to India is set in the default argument function. Now the next concept is like passing a list in the argument. Means in function we are also pass the list as an argument. Like here we are just passing a word or passing a variable or passing a just input in the function. But at this place we just pass a list also in the uh, in the function. So do you have any idea about list, dictionary, says about all that? Yes. Okay, so no problem. So in function also you just use list as an argument, like just define put the fruit, enter. Like if we run a loop, yes. So here just saw that we just define a function named food, and in this we just pass an parameter like fruit, and we just run a for loop in the fruit function, a fruit list. So what is the list of the fruit? Like apple, banana, and cherry. So here we are just passing a list of values in the parameters. and we just now call the function food. So we just saw that the output is apple, banana, and cherry. So by seeing this, we can saw that we just pass the list in the function also. So the concept of list is clear. Means like similarly we can change the dictionary or tuples in the function also. Okay, so just make a function to greet the guest by giving default argument as guest. Can anyone write the function by using default argument if we want to greet someone? So make a greet function by giving the default argument as guest and then print like hello or greet someone. So just try it by your end. Yes, the question is write a function to greet someone by giving the default argument as guest and then try to give the value, some random value to that guest function. Yes, just give some random, just default value to that name and message also. If someone is just calling the function greet, then some default value should be printed on the screen. All of you just try to give the default values to the parameters. Yes, that one is correct. Yes, okay, so you are getting it. So we can just write this program. I can show you. Like just define a greet function as like name equals to guest and then just print as hello and give the parameter name and then try to call the function greet and then give the argument as ram and then try to call it. Okay, so there is one here. Okay. So are you getting it? Like here, we are just defining the name equals to guest. So this is the default parameter. Here, if we are not giving any argument to the function and just calling the function greet, then we are getting the hello and this parameter as default parameter hello guest. And in the second line, if we are giving the ram, the argument as ram, then we are getting the output as hello ram. So this is the function for greeting someone by giving the default argument. That's clear about default argument. Okay. So now what is next one? So next we are heading towards return value. There is a word that is called as return. So return, why we use return in function? In function we return, to let a function return a value, we use the return statement. If you want any output as a return in the function, then we are using return value. Like if you're defining a function, define my function, and we are returning like type into x, and we just try to call this function, then print my function. And the next one is like print my function, and here we are just giving the arguments like the value of x, like 3, and here we are just giving 4. Okay, so this is the spelling mistake. And here we are just, sorry, we just forget to give the argument. Okay, that's the issue. Yes. Now we just give a return value as 5 into x. So here we just give get the multiplication of the two values like 5 into some argument x. So we just call that function into inside the print statement, and we get the results like 5 into 3 and 5 into 4. So like this, we are just using the return statement to get or return something from the function. Okay, so this is the use of return statement. Now, have you heard about the pass statement? Like return statement, there is a pass statement in the function. Yes, pass is ignored. Yes, you are correct. Yes, the pass function in general, we can say that the function should not be empty. Like if we are making any function, then there should be the definition of that function, that what that function is going to do. So pass function is just help us to make our function empty. If we are having any empty function, then we just write pass statement here, and it doesn't give any error to us. But like just we are going to give an example, then you guys are able to understand this. Like define, calculate sum. Okay, so this, and if they are like defining any function, Okay, so if we just run this program, we get an error like, okay, just wait, I just get this function error. Okay, so here you are saying that if we are defining a function and didn't give any definition to that function, it gives an error, that incomplete input. So if we write pass here, then there will be no issue. And we just call our function like print calculate sum. Now we are not getting any error here. So if we are not writing this pass function, then we are getting error. And if we are writing pass here, then we don't get any error here. So this pass function is used to just make to just not make any function empty. So this is the so pass is a very useful statement in our function. So by using this, we can make any function empty and try to run our program, and it will be executed correctly in this manner. Okay. So pass. So you are getting the concept of pass. Is it clear? Okay. Okay. So this is the pass statement. Now there are two types of methods to pass the parameter in function. Okay. So in Python, there is like call by value and call by reference are the two generic methods to pass the parameter to a function. By passing the parameter of function, we are using two parameters like call by value and call by reference. So what is call by value and what is call by reference? Anyone have idea in Python? So basically, in the call by value method, the original value cannot be changed. Whereas in call by reference, the original value can be changed. There is the two key difference in call by value and call by reference. Like in pass by value, in this approach, we just pass a copy of the actual variable in the function as a parameter. We just didn't give the original value in pass by value. We just get the copy of the actual variables in the function as a parameter. Hence, any modification that can be done on the parameter inside the function will not reflect in the actual variable because we are just giving the copying of the actual variable. Whereas in pass by reference, we are just giving the reference of a value or the object, or we can say that we are just giving the original value to the function so that it can be modified. So after calling a function, the value get modified in pass by reference. Whereas in pass by value, the original value cannot be modified. So in Python, we just have a term pass by object. But in pass by object, we have two different things like pass by value and pass by reference. So we are going to see this uh, by using a program so that you get a clear concept about this. Like if we are defining a variable defining a function like modify some integer, and we are here giving that x equals to x plus 10, and we are just printing that value inside the function. We are just getting in the value as x, and then we just have x equals to 5, like by taking x equals to 5, then just print this statement and you get a clear concept about this. Like before function call, we are getting this x, and then call the function modify integer. Yes. So here, just see, we are defining a function named modify integers and giving the parameter as x. And during the function, we define the function like x equals to x plus 10 and print that value, like inside the function, the value of x is this. Now we are just going to defining calling the functions, like if we initialize the value x equals to 5, then print before function call, like we didn't executed this function initially, then we are just printing that value, and like this, just saw before function call we just get the value 5, which is just initialized by us before. And then inside the function, then we are just calling that function modify integer x, then we just call this function, and here x equals to x plus 10 means we get the value 5, then 10 plus 5 equals to 15. So inside the function, we are getting the value 15 here by calling the function. And after calling the function, when we again executed the value, we want to find the value of x, we just get after function call 5. Means the value gets changed inside the function only. When we get back after calling the function, we just get our original output as 5 only. So here we can saw that the value of the original x isn't changed here. So this is only the concept of pass by value. Here we just passing the copy of our variable value x, and this gets changed here inside the function. And when we go outside the function, the value gets doesn't get modified by modified doesn't get modified here. So this is the function by call, call by value concept. Similarly, we have a call by reference concept. In call by reference, we just saw that the value which gets changed inside the function is also gets changed outside the function. Like for that, we saw an example, like define modify given list and give a value x, and just give a x value that we want to change, and just use here Python. And after that, just print the function like inside function, so that we are able to see the changes. Mm. So there is our list, like Um, mm, so this is the list that we made. And now we just see the modified list by calling the function modify list. We just write my list, and after that just print the function to see what the value gets changed. Um, so here, just see that here we are just defining a function name as modify list, and we are appending Python like programming in, and we are appending that Python in our X. So this is programming in Python, and this is our list my named as my list, and we are having the value programming in. Then modify list, we just call this function as modify list. Modify list function we call here. Then we print outside function. So here we are just seeing that what is the value we get inside functions like programming in Python. We just get the same value outside the function, that is programming in Python. But in the above program, we can see that the value inside the function and the value after the function call is different here. So this is the program for call by value, and this is the program that is used for call by reference. So why there is so much changes in both the functions? Like here we are using integer type variables. So in Python we know that like integer and strings are like immutable data types. So immutable data types won't be get changed. Won't be get changed properly. So by using the call by value, we just change the value inside the function, but won't be able to change the value outside the function. But in call by reference, we are just giving the reference of the function. And as we know that list in Python, the list is a mutable data type. So in this, the value gets changes properly in the Python programming. So this is known as the call by reference concept. Sorry, my voice is not clear. Am I audible? Okay. Okay, someone saying that ये point हिंदी में बताइए. Okay. तो लाइक हम पाइथन में हमारे पास दो टाइप के फंक्शन होते हैं, कॉल बाय वैल्यू एंड कॉल बाय रेफरेंस. मतलब पैरा जैसे ये हमारे पास पैरामीटर्स होते हैं एंड ये हमारे पास आर्ग्यूमेंट्स होते हैं जो कि हम किसी फंक्शन को कॉल करते टाइम पे देते हैं. तो हमारे पास पैरामीटर्स को पास करने के लिए दो टाइप्स के फंक्शन होते हैं पैरामीटर्स में, लाइक कॉल बाय वैल्यू एंड कॉल बाय पास बाय रेफरेंस एंड पास बाय वैल्यू. तो पास बाय वैल्यू में क्या होता है कि जैसे हम पास बाय वैल्यू में दो एक टाइप की चीज होती है जो कि जैसे इम्यूटेबल डेटा टाइप जब हम यूज करते हैं तो वो पास बाय वैल्यू में होती है, और जब हम म्यूटेबल डेटा टाइप्स की चीजें यूज करते हैं तो वो पास बाय डिफरेंस में आती हैं. जैसा कि हम जानते हैं कि हमारे पास जैसे लिस्ट होता है पाइथन में, तो पाइथन में जो लिस्ट होते हैं वो म्यूटेबल डेटा टाइप्स होते हैं. मतलब उसमें वैल्यूज हम चेंज कर सकते हैं. मतलब फर्स्ट पोजीशन की वैल्यू या तो हम चेंज कर सकते हैं या हम उसमें कुछ भी अपेंड कर सकते हैं. तो यहाँ पे अगर हम यहाँ पे हम जैसे x इक्वल्स टू एक्स प्लस 10 जो यूज कर रहे हैं कि हमारा एक इंटीजर टाइप का डेटा टाइप है, जैसे x इक्वल्स टू 5. तो ये हमारा म्यूटेबल डेटा टाइप नहीं होता है, इसलिए अगर हम इसमें कुछ भी चेंज करना चाहते हैं, तो जैसे हमारे मेमोरी में एक स्पेस है, वहाँ पे हमें एक मेमोरी एलोकेट हो जाती है x इक्वल्स टू 5 के लिए। लेकिन अगर हम कोई फंक्शन कॉल करके उसमें कुछ चेंजेस करना चाहते हैं, तो उसकी एक कॉपी हमें मेमोरी लोकेशन में दूसरी जगह मिलती है, जो सिर्फ उस ओरिजिनल पैरामीटर्स की कॉपी होती है। तो हम उसमें कोई भी वैल्यू ऐड करते हैं और वो हमारा वैल्यू स्टोर होता है और हमें वो आउटपुट मिलता है। लेकिन अगर हम फिर फंक्शन से जैसे ही बाहर निकलते हैं, तो वो हमारी वैल्यू उस पुराने वाले लोकेशन पे चली जाती है और वहां पे हमारे उस वैल्यू में कोई भी चेंजेस नहीं हुए होते हैं, क्योंकि हमारा वो इम्यूटेबल डेटा टाइप होता है। लेकिन ये जैसे हमने एक लिस्ट बनाया प्रोग्रामिंग इन वर्ड लिख के, तो प्रोग्रामिंग इन जैसे कि ये लिस्ट है, तो लिस्ट हमारा एक म्यूटेबल डेटा टाइप होता है। तो हमें जैसे लिस्ट के लिए कोई भी एक लोकेशन मिली है मेमोरी में, तो अगर हम उसके अंदर अंदर में कुछ भी चेंजेस करेंगे, कोई भी प्रोग्राम फंक्शन का यूज करके, तो वो फंक्शन में जो भी वैल्यू चेंज होगी वो सेम लोकेशन पे होगी। तो जैसे ही हम वो फंक्शन कॉल करके खत्म करेंगे और बाहर निकलेंगे उससे, तो वो वैल्यू ओरिजिनल पोजीशन पे चेंज हुई है। इसलिए वो जो कुछ भी हमें इनसाइड फंक्शन लाइक प्रोग्रामिंग इन पाइथन दिख रहा है, वो हमें आउटसाइड द फंक्शन भी दिखेगा, दैट इज प्रोग्रामिंग इन पाइथन। तो यहाँ पे हम इम्यूटेबल डेटा टाइप यूज करते हैं, तो वो पास बाय वैल्यू में जाता है, लेकिन यहाँ हम रिफरेंस देते हैं, सो दैट इज पास बाय रिफरेंस। तो यहाँ पे हम कोई भी म्यूटेबल डेटा टाइप का यूज कर सकते हैं। तो दिस इज द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ पास बाय वैल्यू एंड दिस इज पास बाय रेफरेंस। नाउ इट इज क्लियर। ओके, सो अंडरस्टूड। ओके, so this is the concept of pass by value and pass by reference. So similarly, like here the value doesn't get changed outside the function, and in this the value gets changed outside the function also. But we can prevent this by modifying the list also by just passing a copy of that function. So it can also work in the similar way, like this by giving an example. Define just the modify list. List and just list dot append by giving the parameter 99 and just print this function. So here, what you saw that like here, yes. Okay, so here, if we just pass a copy of the function, then the value won't get changed. Like copy, we just use this function copy here. Okay, so here you can see that if in this we just say that na, in pass by value we just pass the copy of the original function so that it won't get modified outside the function. So in pass by reference also, when we just pass the copy of that list, then the value won't get changed. Like in here we have 1 2 3 4 5 in our list, and if we call the function mylist copy, then this function gets called, but here we just send the copy of that function, and list dot append 99. So inside the function, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that is our list, get appended by 99. But when we come outside the function and we just print that outside function list, then we get our original value. So here, by passing the copy of that function, we just get the original output outside the function also in list method too. Like like in this, we give the same output inside the function and outside the function. It means in this our original list gets changed inside the function. But in this, if we are just passing a copy, means the changes get covered in the copy state. So when we get outside the function, the value doesn't get changed in the original list. So by doing this, we just prevent the modification by passing a copy of the list function here. That is clear. Is it clear that how preventing or modifying by passing a copy? Okay. So now there is one more concept in function, that is recursion. Everyone is familiar with that, I guess. So what is recursion function? Do you have any idea about recursion function? Any one of you? Yes, a function calling itself. Okay. Yes, so recursion function, we can say that recursion function is a function that calls itself. Everyone knows that calling a function by itself is known as recursion function. It is very useful to solve a smaller instance of the problem, in smaller instance of the same problem, by not continuously doing the same solution again and again. It continues calling itself until it reaches a base case which stops the recursion function. So in recursion function, we just gave a base case. So after reaching the base case, our recursion gets stopped and we get our result. So in this, we just solve a smaller instance of the problem, and we can reuse it again and again. So for this, we just see an example here. Like in recursion function, um, we just find the factorial of a number. So it defines a factorial, and in factorial function we know that if n equals to 0 or n equals to 1, so this is our base case and return 1. And we just return n times factorial and then we just print the factorial of any number. So here we get the result. So what is here we are using the recursion function. What is recursion function? As you told that recursion is calling by itself. So here this is the function name is factorial and here we are using factorial means we are just calling the factorial function inside itself only. Like factorial we just call here and inside the factorial function only. So what is factorial? As you know, factorial is the multiplication of the numbers from 1 to the given number. So here 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So here if n equals to 0 or n equals to 1 means it is the base criteria so that at the base criteria our function get stopped. So if n equals to 0 or n equals to 1, we just get the return 1. Or if we are just giving any other value like 5 or 4 or 100 or something, then we are returning n into factorial of that function. And here we are just calling the function and we are getting the output here. So this is the example of the recursion function. So we are using recursion function like this. Okay, so now just okay. Yes, if indentation garbage. Okay. So now, anyone know what is Fibonacci series? What is Fibonacci series? Okay. So just write a program to find the Fibonacci series by using recursion function. Yes, yes. Okay. The number increasing by adding with its previous itself. By adding the previous two values and getting the sum is the next value. Yes, so write the program for that. Every one of you try to write the program of Fibonacci series by your end. Are you guys doing it? Try to write the code of Fibonacci series using recursion function. Every one of you try to do it. Only two of you have done it. Anyone else? Have you understood the concept of recursion? Okay, so some of you have did it. So let's see. So you know that Fibonacci is the sum of its two preceding terms gives the next output, next value. So just like print the Fibonacci series, define a Fibonacci number by giving the parameter. So this is the base case. We just return 0. Whenever we are getting input as 0, we just get output as also 0. And if we are getting n equals input as 1, then output is also 1. And if we are getting the value other than 0 and 1, we just get the sum of two preceding terms, like returning here return and calling the function itself. Let's see the n minus 1th term and the n minus 2th term, and get the sum of the two previous terms. Just print 5. Okay. So here we are just printing the Fibonacci series of up to 5. So here we just so here we are getting the sum as 5. So this is like 0, then Fibonacci series is like 0, then 1, then 0 plus 1, 1, then 1, 1, 1 plus 1, 2, then 2 plus 1, 3, and then 3 plus 2, 5. So this is the Fibonacci series that we get here of the 5 terms. Up to 5 terms, we just get the sum of preceding 2 terms, that is 5. So this is the Fibonacci series. You are getting it that yes, this is like 0 and 1. The third term is the sum of two preceding terms, like 0 plus 1. Then and then 1 plus 1, we get 2, and then 2 plus 1 we are getting 3, and 3 plus 2 we are getting 5. This is the Fibonacci series. And here we also use recursion function, means like Fibonacci, we are calling the function Fibonacci inside itself only, that is Fibonacci n minus 1 and the Fibonacci n minus 2, and get the sum of the preceding two terms here. So by using recursion function, we write the code like this. Okay, so this is clear. Okay, so next, uh, okay, so next is the lambda function. Have you guys heard about lambda function? Okay, some of you have heard about this and some of you didn't. Okay, so what is lambda function? Lambda function is basically in Python is an anonymous function. Anonymous means in general we say that the anonymous means a function without a person without name is like anonymous pages we have so many times. So this is the anonymous function. So function without a name is known as lambda function. A lambda function that can have multiple arguments but only a single expression. We are using lambda function in that scenario where we have multiple arguments but we want to write a single expression for this. So for this we just defined it using the lambda keyword. What is the syntax for the lambda function is like syntax for the lambda function is we just using the keyword lambda, and this is argument. Here we are giving argument, and this is colon, and then we are writing the expressions here. So this is the syntax of lambda function. Here we are writing the lambda keyword for using lambda function, and here we are giving the arguments, and here we are writing our expression. The result of the expression is automatically returned here. Okay, so for this, just show an example. Like if we are adding two numbers by using lambda function, then it's written like this. Like here we are writing add equals to lambda function, and we are just giving x comma y colon x plus y, and we just print the result here. By using the print statement, we can print the result like sum from the result, and it gives output like here we are getting the output. So before we saw that sum function by typing it in three different lines by giving our concept like x then y then x plus y. But by using lambda function we just get we just write the function in a single line by giving the arguments like x y, and this is the function or expression or logic that we want to try over that argument. So this is the x plus y is the expression for that function, and the x comma y is the argument. Here the results are we are storing that value in result function, result variable like add. Add is the function name, and 5 comma 10 we are giving the value, and this is the print statement. In print statement we are just giving the result sum, what we want to print, and this is the result function. Here we are giving the value. So here we saw that the lambda function works like this. Means in this we are just writing the function, argument and expression in the single line. So this is the lambda function. Okay, so we are you getting the concept of lambda function? Okay, so just draw one more example so that the concept gets clear. Like if we want to find the square or cube of the function, then also we can use the lambda function. It gives very easy result very quickly. Like square equals to lambda. X into x. So we are just multiplying the input value to find the square of that value. And here we are just printing square. Okay, so here you can see that get the result, that is 25. 5 into 5, 25. So here we see that we can write our code in a single line by using lambda function. Here we just give x as an argument, and here we write our expression what we want to calculate, and here we give the print statement. And from here we just get the square function called, and we get the result 25. So like this we can use the lambda function here. We can also use like lambda function in list, and in many ways we can use lambda function by giving the expression and arguments in a single line. Okay. Okay, so this is the concept of lambda function. Are you getting it? Okay, so it is clear. अच्छा, तो सबको प्लेसमेंट चाहिए? अच्छा, आज के लिए इतना ही? कितने देर से क्लास हो रही है? Okay, so from 10 a.m. That's too long. Okay, no problem. अब आज के लिए इतना ही करते हैं. ओके, 10 बजे से कंटिन्यूअस बैठे हैं. तो आज के कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर हुए ना, मतलब आज के सारे कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर हुए? डिफॉल्ट आर्ग्यूमेंट, पास फंक्शन, रिकर्सन एंड लैम्डा फंक्शन, एवरीथिंग. तो आज हमारा जस्ट ऐसे ही इंट्रोडक्टरी क्लास था, इसलिए हमने बहुत बेसिक्स पे ध्यान दिया है. नेक्स्ट टाइम से हम उसको लेवल अप करेंगे और स्टैक्स, क्यूज, ये सब पढ़ेंगे. यस, तो आज का क्लास बस जस्ट एज अ रिवीजन क्लास था, क्योंकि अभी आज पहला क्लास था, तो हम ज़्यादा ज़्यादा उसको हेक्टिक नहीं करना चाहते थे. ओके, जब क्लास का टाइमिंग रहता है तो क्लास नहीं होता, और जब नहीं होता है तब क्लास होती है. ओके, ये दिक्कत है. ओके, नो इश्यूज. तो ठीक है, आज के लिए इतना ही करते हैं. नेक्स्ट क्लास में हम लोग बुक्स के कॉन्सेप्ट और बाकी चीज़ें देखेंगे. ओके, फिर आपके असाइनमेंट्स अपलोड हो जाएंगे, तो फिर आप लोग वो कर लीजिएगा. सबको इसमें हिंदी समझ आती है? इज देयर एनीवन हु डजंट अंडरस्टूड हिंदी? कोई ऐसा है जिसे हिंदी बिल्कुल नहीं आती है? ओके, सेम वन में फंक्शन हो चुका है, उप्स कॉन्सेप्ट भी हो चुके हैं. नहीं, मुझे उर्दू नहीं आती है ना. अच्छा, ओके, उप्स नहीं हुआ है. ओके, सो नो प्रॉब्लम, नेक्स्ट क्लास में हम उप्स वगैरह करेंगे. कोई ऐसा है जिसे इंग्लिश बिल्कुल नहीं आती है? ओके, सो नो प्रॉब्लम. हम ऐसे स्विच करके कंटिन्यू कर लेंगे. तो आज के लिए इतना ही करते हैं. असाइनमेंट्स अपलोड होंगे तो आपको बता दिया जाएगा. तो सबको इंग्लिश आती है? ओके. ओके, सो थैंक यू. थैंक यू. I have just introduced myself in starting only. I am Achal Singh. Okay, thank you. Okay, next time I will increase the font size. No issues. Okay, bye.